I'm done. Hey girl, hi. I can't with you. Um, that just made me laugh. Side note, I didn't know that people actually, like, if it's not scheduled, that people could quote unquote wait. If I knew that, I don't think I would have had people doing that. But like I said, hey girl, hey. And hello everybody else who's up tuning in. This is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. Um, yeah, so we've been having a very eventful evening. I did 2 live readings already, which is pretty cool. They were really great readings, so I would strongly suggest going back to watch those if you missed it. One of them was like kind of a love reading, seeing the energy, of like a past person and kind of preparing for a whole brand new person who was like on some really great energy. And then this other reading that we did was looking at the blessings that are getting ready to come towards us that we're preparing for, and any warnings or anything we need to take heed of, so on and so forth, and things we could do to attract what it is that we're trying to bring into our life. So like I said, I would strongly suggest watching those. So without further ado, this message, you're here, so you saw that it was about healing, right? A lot of the people who are attracted to my stuff have gifts themselves, and some of you guys are empaths. And as we know, with an empathic energy, it is not easy. We tend to hold on to the energies of other people a lot and forget about ourselves in the process and how we can work on our healing process. So with that said, I was guided to do this. It wasn't like I knew what I was going to do. I just was like, I asked at the end of the reading, I was like, do you guys want me to go live again? And, I just kind of let, spirit guide me where I was supposed to go for decks and what the message was going to be about. So this is a message, like I said, for the empath who needs some healing themselves. We're so focused on helping healing others that we forget how important it is to make sure that we pour into our own cup first. So with that said, I wanted to start with the archetype deck to see kind of like what we're working with in terms of traits and things that we have that could contribute to where we are currently on this part of our path, especially when it comes to, I was about to say in particular and especially together, especially when it comes to the healing process, understanding our light and our dark, and being able to kind of decipher where we are with that and what we could be doing differently or better at this time. So without further ado, enough of my rambling. If you're new and you end up watching this, like, share, and subscribe. For those who end up popping in, probably obviously aren't gonna hear this, but interact with the people in the chat. No one here bites. We're all here on the same path right now, doing the same things, just in a different way. So we're all here to support each other on this channel. So without further ado, let's look in. All right, we have Femme Fatale. Light attributes highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Interesting. Shadow attributes inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Interesting. I'm getting that some of us use our, not like we're prostitutes or anything, but some of us know how to use our sexuality as a way to kind of get what we want. Somebody who ends up watching this might feel like that's something that's, something that they do. Being that we're working on the healing process, I don't know if that means we're operating more in a shadow attribute at this time, but let's just look deeper. Spirit may let positive energy into this reading. Show us what we need to see at this time for our highest good when it comes to this part of the healing process. Thank you. We have seeker, light attribute, thirst for knowledge and truth wherever they are. I like it. Shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. Okay, so some of us might have a problem with commitment, not like relationship wise, but just like committing to, you know, the things that we, you know, we tend to seek, right? We, you know, we might, you know, have this thirst and hunger for, you know, learning. And once we, you know, get on the path, right, we kind of shy away from the path because we're like, eek, I don't know if I like it over there. I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I want to do that. You know, maybe I know too much. You know, I saw some stuff I didn't really want to see back there, and I don't think I like it. Tell us more. I feel like this card wanted to come out and take it. Now, I'm going to allow for you guys to take this moment to think about your own light and dark attributes or shadow attributes. This blank card here is for you to come up with something. I'm going to let you meditate on that card and think about what that can mean for you. I hear you on the dark femme energy in a healthy way. That's, you know, our Lilith, right? Like there's ways to channel it in a positive way. We got a card flew out of my hand. We have scribe, light attribute, preserving knowledge. A lot of stuff about knowledge. We have a lot of hidden knowledge and things that we hold within ourselves. Seek, you know, I just heard seeker of light. Light attribute, preserving knowledge and information. Shadow attribute, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. I don't feel like that's any of you guys, but you know, take the message as it resonates. I just think that is saying that, you know, there's so much like knowledge within, and like, you know, you're like this vessel of just recording all of this knowledge. You know, this is probably something that you've been doing for several lifetimes at this point. And it's probably wary, right? Again, with that seeker card that came out prior, it's like, you know, it's you know, when you have all this knowledge, sometimes it's like, fuck, I don't want anymore. Like, I don't want to know anymore. I know too much as it is. I don't know how to even channel the energy and the knowledge that I know. Like, what am I supposed to do with this information? Sometimes we might feel like that. It's like an overload of just so much things to know and what to do with it. It's like, ugh. It's overwhelming sometimes. Valid point. Someone could be copying us. No, I don't have the Kali deck. I remember you telling me about that deck. I want to learn more about that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you because you know a lot. All right, we've got mediator, light attributes, gift of negotiating fairness and start reading it again. Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. Very, very, very interesting. Shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So some of you guys are a mediator. You're the person who's supposed to be like I just heard the middleman. Like, you're supposed to be able to bring fairness to this world, and that's not easy. Again, with all that knowledge and stuff that we have, or some of you have, it's like, what the fuck? What in the actual fuck? It's too much sometimes. Let's get one or two more. Let's get one more and then an overarching theme, and then we'll look into some other cards. Very, very interesting. Wasn't sure where this message was going to go, but this is very interesting information here. All right, we've got Queen. Light attributes, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. I like that. It's giving me, I know it says queen, but it's giving me like empress vibes. Shadow attributes. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. Like, respect the throne, bitch. Show you what the card looks like. Very interesting. Yeah, it's giving me empress vibes. Somebody who definitely cares about other people, but at the same time, don't get it twisted, because if you fuck over that type of energy, you all set. Let's get one more. Actually, yeah, let's get one more and then we'll get the overarching theme. I was only gonna do the overarching theme, but let's get one more and then the overarching theme, because I'm seeing a lot of energy here and it's very, very interesting. Mother. Light attributes. I said something about nurturing because I was getting that energy of the Empress. So it's clarification. Light attributes: nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. Wow. Shadow attributes: smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. I'm getting more than one message here, so take this as it resonates. What did you say? It says I just want to see the damn. Well, shit. You're funny. Why did they try to flag that? It's just one cuss word. My gosh, could be worse. Get over it. But I'm getting like, there's this sense of nurturing, right? This motherly dynamic that's here, right? But that could be like a double-edged sword depending on the circumstances. Some of us might have mommy issues. Some of us might have issues with motherhood on our own accord. This is very interesting. Some of us might have a hard time letting go as moms. Speaking for myself, for instance, my kid is going to be 17. And sometimes I'm like, I smother him a little bit. And that was my shadow side. Like, I have a hard time letting go. I'm doing better. I've gotten better. But I do still struggle with it a little bit. And him approaching adulthood, air quotes, adulthood, him approaching adulthood, it's kind of hard, because I'm like, okay, so what about my baby? Like, that's still my baby though, you know what I mean? And I only have one, so it's like, and it's my boy, so it's hard. I want to shelter him from the world and all this stuff, but he has to make his own mistakes. He has to be his own man. He has become a young man. Whether I want him to be one or not, it's happening. I can't slow down the process. It's gotta happen. So maybe some of us are struggling with something along those lines, because we know how hard this world can be, especially if we are empaths, right? Or have other different, gifts and things of that nature. Like, we know how hard this world can be. And some people who come across this might be men, so take it, take the message as it resonates. Think of it from a fatherly perspective too. Perhaps when it comes to being a father, even though it says mother, but maybe you're having a hard time with being a dad, in the sense of, again, knowing that balance between when to be assertive and dictating things, whatever, and allowing your kid to make their mistakes. That yin yang energy of parenthood in general. All right, let's get the overarching theme, and then we'll look into some more oracle cards before we look into the tarot. For those who end up watching this later, that's too many cards. For those who end up watching this later, I hope that it's resonating. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave some comments in the comment section. You'll find a lot of interesting readings on this channel. You know, I try to think of different things that can be beneficial. I don't like to just focus on just love readings or just career readings. I like to do a little bit of everything. And I just kind of, you know, let my spirit guides guide me on what you guys need to see at the time. All right, what we got? Autiste. We have light attributes are expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. Very interesting. I don't know if any of you guys are Prince fans who end up watching this, but I just thought about like on the song The Beautiful Ones, when he says paint a perfect picture, bring to life a vision in one's mind. The beautiful one always smashes the picture, always, every time. I don't know why that just came to me. And the shadow attributes is using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. Interesting. So some of you guys might be creators or just kind of creating your own world right now. And in that process of kind of creating your own world, your own reality, you're dealing with all this other stuff in the process, which it doesn't seem like it's an easy feat at all. Trying to figure out where you are in your life and what you can, how do you utilize your talents in the right way, right? You know, all this wisdom and stuff that you have. Finding that middle ground and understanding how to appropriately use these different gifts. And it's like a strategy, like trying to figure out, how do I find this balance between, you know, being overbearing versus being nurturing versus being, you know, being that figure that's able to kind of nudge a person to say, okay, so there you go. It's time to you know, fly the coop. You gotta go out there. You know, maybe you're gonna be helping other people who have gifts themselves learn how to do the same thing that you're trying to figure out. It's a very interesting download. Very interesting. We have angel on the bottom of the deck. Light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. Shadow attribute is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Interesting. Yeah, you guys, I definitely am picking up on just like figuring out that balance. You know, learning how to be there for others, but also be there for yourself. Like, again, some might have mommy issues themselves. And you're learning how to be that person who knows how to nurture and give and, you know, help others. Even though you didn't necessarily have that, what's the word I'm looking for? That role model, I guess you can say, to show you how to do it. You know how like guys sometimes say, oh yeah, you know, I didn't have a dad or whatever, so I don't know how to be a man. Well, we shouldn't repeat old habits now, or patterns now, should we? It's time to figure out how to, I would say, what's the word I'm looking for? Transmute that energy, right? And turn it into a positive. Hence the mediator card. Finding that middle ground. What's on the top of the deck here? Avenger. Light attributes. Desire to... Can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Light attributes. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. You cannot make this shit up even if you want to. I really hope that somebody else ends up watching this reading. Just because I already know that, like, you know, you always got my back, so you're always going to support. But there's definitely somebody else who needs to see this too, I feel like. Wow. The shadow is resorting to violence in the name of a cause. Very interesting. Right. We have to learn how to channel this energy in a way that actually is conducive to actually helping the cause, which is hard. Because when you're in this, even though, like, I'm not necessarily getting devil energy from this Avenger card, it's like that yin and yang, though, right? Top and the bottom of the deck, you got the Avenger, you got the Angel. You know what I mean? It's like you're weighing out which one, how do I put myself into this world in the way you worded it perfectly, that we're authentic, right? You want to be authentic to yourself, authentic to the cause of what you feel you're here to do. And that's why you're creating your own reality as the artist. Very interesting. Wow. All right, middle of the deck we have Poet. Light attribute expresses soul insights and symbolic. So we got symbolism here twice. The word symbolism is here more than once. Expresses soul insights in symbolic language. And the shadow attribute is turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effects. Very interesting. I just heard power of the tongue. Hey, hi John. So yes, there's power of the tongue. So we have to be very careful with this knowledge that we happen to have, right? Again, how we're the creator of our own circumstances. We are the ones who are able to shape and mold all of this stuff. I just heard Unchained Melody from Ghost. Anybody who likes that movie Ghost with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze, that scene when they're building with the clay. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but literally you guys are in control of shaping and molding your own lives. Some of us might not have had the best mother or father figures, but we're taking control and we're saying, okay, I'm gonna, take what I've learned and transmute the energy. Find that happy balance between this light and dark. But remember, there's power of the tongue. So we have to be careful about the things that we say to people and to ourselves too. There's that sense of nurture that I keep getting where it's like we need to learn how to speak kinder to ourselves, because if it's really hard, let's put it this way. There's somebody, I just started speaking with a lisp. This is very specific, so it might not resonate with you guys, but somebody might have a mother figure who has a lisp. Like that just came out of nowhere. This person might have been kind of harsh because they might have been teased a lot. Very, very specific message. I don't know where the hell that's coming from. So even if it doesn't resonate with you guys, it might resonate with somebody who ends up watching later. Maybe that person had like a little bit of a complex because of it. Or maybe one of you guys can resonate with that personally. It's very interesting. I just heard tongue-tied. And I heard tongue-in-cheek. Someone might have been very stoic because they did not like to use their words. I'm getting a lot of different messages. I feel like there's going to be a few people who are going to watch this who might resonate with something like that when it comes to a mother figure. I'm definitely getting more than one message there. Okay, so we're going to look into the Elemental Empath Oracle. Really like this deck. When we split the deck, we have stillness, calm the mind, overthinking, observe, awareness. This is air energy. So some of you might have air in your chart. Or this is just really emphasis on the fact that we need to start working on quieting the mind a little bit. We tend to overthink things and question everything. And sometimes it's okay to be in a more flow-like state. Because now we have water here. Compassion. Wow. For self and others, soften the heart, be gentle, see the good. This is a good time to see the good in others and in yourself. Again, if any of you ever had a problem with your own mother or father, this is a time to soften a little bit, or Let's say if you're a parent and you feel like you were not doing what you needed to do as a parent, this is a time to forgive yourself. This is a time to not overthink it. This is a time to show yourself a sense of compassion. Okay, so again, take the message as it resonates, because there's going to be different downloads for different people, because this is a collective reading. So, take the messages as they resonate. That might not even make sense to you at all, but for somebody who ends up watching this, it will. One more shuffle. Thank you. Breathe. More air sign energy. Breathe. Return to breath. Calm the mind. So we got calm the mind twice. Breath is life. So they're really, really focusing on up here right now in particular. This is definitely a time to just meditation. I'm picking up on for a lot of you. It's time to meditate. It's time to really just work on your breathing exercises. All right. Let's see. What are the outward forces that might be contributing to how the collective is feeling at this time? What are some of the outward forces? I have 2 cards here. We have desire. Heart's true desire, gratitude, address inner blocks. Interesting. Along with awareness. Key to healing, notice patterns and illusions, pause. So they're taking basically take a moment to really reflect, right? Because a lot of the blockages that are present right now are actually more so internal than external. But I'm also picking up it's a time to heal from those wounds that did transpire from the past. Especially if it had anything to do with mommy or daddy issues. Interesting. It's almost like you guys desire to again, some of you are desiring to be something that somebody else was not. You're trying to be the complete opposite of what they were. So let's say if anybody in your life who was like a mother or father figure. It doesn't necessarily have to be your mother or father, but let's say it was an aunt or an uncle or grandparent, something, a teacher. It could be anybody. So again, take the message as it resonates. But let's say this person caused you to question yourself a lot, and it created a sense of upheaval in your own mind, right? You're desiring to be completely the opposite of that. You're trying to enhance people. You're trying to take your knowledge and help people, help shape and mold people into something that you never had the opportunity to be without working as hard as you've had to work. You didn't have that example. Very interesting. What's on the bottom here? Ego illusions. Don't believe thoughts, inner stories, befriend ego. Very interesting. It's an illusion. Look at the masks. Interesting. What's going on internally that might be contributing to this? Reclaim power, willpower, inner strength, self-mastery, heal the victim. Wow. I'm also getting healing that solar plexus. That solar plexus might be one of the things out of balance right now. Yeah, this is a time to really focus on that inner strength, because I mean, you know, the things that might have happened and transpired in the past obviously help shape who you are. If we could use the word help here, that's probably not the right word, but yeah, I mean, you know, those old blockages and things that took place before, they shaped who you are, right? And this is a time to reclaim your power. You have a lot more power over self than you actually believe or know. But the whole purpose here is you have to heal that part of yourself that still needs some tending to and some mending. And that's why Mother is here. That's why Mother is here. So we have to, this is a time to really focus on, you know, that nurturing element, balancing your feminine energy and your masculine energy. You know, if you're a male, right? Learning that you do have the feminine, we all have feminine energy too, just like, you know, a woman has masculine energy. Knowing when to just be more soft and love up on yourself is what I'm getting, right? Because sometimes we didn't have people who did it for us. We have to figure it out for ourselves. See, exactly. So it's being picked up in the cards right now. That might still be something that, you know, you might have started to work on it, but it might still linger from time to time. So just don't forget to love up on yourself sometimes, because as you work on healing that part of yourself, it's going to welcome in the ability for you to help others heal too. I think that everybody who ends up coming across this in some way, shape, or form is a natural born healer. And it's definitely a time to help, you know, shape and mold yourself as you also learn how to take this knowledge and help shape and mold others as well. On the deck we have expression. And this is more fire energy. A lot of fire energy here. Some of you might have fire in your chart, or is this an element that you should kind of get more in touch with? As her playing with fire, not no pyromaniac type shit, just so yes, we have expression, find voice, bottled up emotions communicate. Now remember I said there might have been, for somebody, not for everyone, but there might have been a woman figure, whether it was a mom or grandmother or something like that, who might have had like an impediment, so they didn't talk a lot. They had a hard time expressing oneself. That's a very direct message for someone here who ends up watching this at some point. But this is a time of, again, finding your voice, learning how to communicate your wants, your needs, and your desires. It's okay to claim it. We have letting go. This is water energy. Timing. Forgive self and others. Process emotions. Yes. So we're processing our emotions and learning how to release them. This might be a time to spend time by water to release that energy. Maybe put a message in a bottle and send it off to sea. That's something that some people do in order to release. Some people like to use fire as an element instead, and they, you know, they might burn something that they want to release. You know, write things out that you're letting go and do it that way. So, you know, working with water or fire might be of importance at this time. Yeah, practicing that forgiveness. Middle of the deck. What do we got? Ego illusions. We see that again. But this is a part of your story, right? It's a part of what has shaped you, artist. But you're still in a lot more control of the situation than you think, because you're reclaiming your power. What could the collective do at this time to work on this healing process? Yeah, gotta do the shadow work. It's very important. I'm still working on mine, so I definitely can resonate with that. Thank you. Got 2 cards. What we got? Excuse me. So we got 2 cards that are more about metaphysical healing. So we have honor the journey, don't rush, experience life, respect. I don't know why I said expect. Respect, maybe because she's pregnant in the picture. Maybe somebody's expecting a baby. Or wants a baby. Take that part as it resonates. Sorry, let me read that again. Don't rush, experience life, respect others, allow messes. Childbirth can be messy. And when I say childbirth, I don't mean necessarily literal, right? Yes, literally, it could be very messy. Very messy. Don't want to talk about it. But anyway, but no, seriously. You know, there's this sense of grace that we need to learn how to give to ourselves as we work on that healing process. Because at the end of the day, you know, we have to understand that it is a part of the journey. You know, no use of crying over spilt milk. Clean it up. Dirty mouth, clean it up with orbits. Where the fuck did that come from? I don't know. Some of my channeled messages are very wonky, if you haven't noticed already. Songs that come up, and then I just say some really weird shit sometimes, so bear with me. Hopefully for some of you it makes some type of sense, because sometimes this stuff just literally comes out of nowhere. I'm like, where did that even come from? I know I have ADHD and stuff, but gosh. But anyway, yeah, you know, but again, don't rush the process, right? You know, allow yourself to, again, give yourself grace during this metaphysical part of that journey. Inner child, you can't make this shit up. Play, laugh, be silly, heal child wounds. Those came out together. So this is more confirmation that a lot of this is coming from the childhood for a lot of you. I even just got another download. Maybe when you were a kid, maybe your parents were very, very anal about like cleanliness and making messes and stuff like that. And you might have got reprimanded pretty bad for making messes. Take that as it resonates. Let's say if you wet the bed, you got like a really bad spanking. Or if you spilt something or dropped something, you got a spanking. Rather than just cleaning it up, you know, and like letting it be. Like you might have got your ass whooped first and then, you know, had to still clean it up. You know what I mean? Again, take that as it resonates. I hope that wasn't that bad. But yeah, that inner child right now, that's what needs all that nurturing. Okay? It needs that nurturing. And if there were people in your life who were not able to give that to you, you have to give it to yourself. Interesting. Wow. I just love the fact, like I said, I really love this like doing live readings thing now, because the fact that the energy is so different than it would be if I were to just record it is completely different, you know, and it's been resonating for people who have been watching. So that's very insightful, and it's also very positive, because it's, at least I know that these messages are reaching the right person. Bottom of the deck we have, excuse me, and she's burning sage in the picture. True self, connect to soul. Feed inner guidance, purify energy. Remember I said I get like the weirdest downloads? I just heard you have to purify yourself in the Lake Minnetonka from Purple Rain. Wait, no, that's not Lake Minnetonka. When Apollonia jumps into the lake. But anyway, but yeah, more fire energy. Burn some sage. I'm getting. Really listen to your inner compass at this time too. Like, trust yourself to know that you have that knowledge. You have the wisdom already within yourself as that seeker that we saw earlier. Middle of the deck we have, deck split twice by accident, but I'm gonna look at both. We have mirror. World is a mirror. Notice patterns, clear blocks. That's something more like on the celestial plane. I'm picking up on possibly third eye energy here. And it's like with that whole the world is your mirror thing, like that's something to really pay attention to, because sometimes, you know, when we have all this like shit going on within ourselves, this upheaval and the pain that we feel and stuff like that, it starts to show up in our outer world. What you feel on the inside will start to show on the outside. I'll use myself as an example. I have clinical depression, and I can tell when I'm having a more bad bout of that happening, when I'm in my lower self and I'm not really feeling all that great. I'll notice that around me, like, it's a mess. It'll literally be a mess. And then I beat myself up for that mess because I'm like, well, just clean up. And I'm like, but I don't have the energy to do it. Or this is a reflection of what's happening up here, right? Or internally. I'm like, I'm depressed. I don't give a fuck about the stuff going on outside, but I do technically care about the stuff going on. Anybody who has depression understands how that feels. So like, you know, clinical depression. So like, it just goes to show that, like, you know, there is that sense of, you know, mirroring energy. What's the saying? I always say it wrong. As so above is below, or something like that. But to me, that saying, it kind of is the same energy, right? I'm sure I said it wrong, so you guys could correct me in the comments. But yeah, it's basically saying that, you know, the stuff again that's happening on the inside of yourself is going to happen on the outside world too. The other card that showed up when I split the deck, or attempted to split the deck, this is air energy here, mindset. Create reality, work with subconsciousness, and befriend mind. I just heard be your own best friend. You know, sometimes we beat ourselves up and we don't realize, you know, how great we are. And, you know, this is a time to, you know, really put that acknowledgement into yourself and understand how special you are. You are worth it. You are worthy. Don't let these old wounds that still need some tending deter you from that. And then top of the deck, this is more like celestial energy here. Empath. And that was the whole point of this reading. I felt like I wanted to channel what the empaths are going through. Connect to self, cleanse. We got more than one card about cleansing here. Connect to self, cleanse boundaries, hold space. Don't be afraid to take space. Take up space, I should say. And take space too. Away from people. Hermit mode. Some of us need that. To focus on ourselves. Right? I'm also getting like a unicorn vibe. Some of you might like unicorns. I love them. I personally love unicorns. I think they're very cool. But yeah, you know, understanding the importance of setting boundaries and, you know, being in your own space and not, you know, allowing anybody to interfere with that. If you need that space, give yourself the grace to have it, right? And go from there. Yeah, see, again, someone, at least I see somebody is resonating with this. This makes me happy to see that, you know, the message is getting through to somebody, you know. It lets me know that even if only one or two people see this, I served a purpose today. And I put out a message that really needed to be seen. So let's do a quick little spread with some tarot. I use the psychic tarot cards here. I like these because, you know, they let us know chakras that need to be worked on and stuff like that. And it mostly has just like the major arcanas. It doesn't have some of like the suit cards and stuff like that. So I like this deck. It's pretty cool. All right. So we have movement, choices, and decisions. So it's pretty much the equivalent of the Two of Pentacle card in the typical tarot deck. Yeah, we have to make choices, right? One of those choices I feel is to be able to separate ourselves from things and people who no longer serve us. All right, so let's see. Let's get the overall energy for the collective at this time, based off of this energy. What's going on in the present moment that the collective needs to see. More cards about that communication stuff, man. Wow. So we have the throat chakra here. A lot of us might have had a hard time expressing ourselves. I have the Wheel of Fortune here. I just heard a closed mouth don't get fed. We got to use our voices. We have to speak what it is that we want, what it is we need. Get grounded. Base chakra. What's been working against the collective energy when it comes to this healing process? Some of us are still having a hard time releasing. Same thing as the Hanged Man in the typical tarot deck. Some of us are still having a hard time releasing. This is a time to really let go of this old stuff that's been holding us back. Stand in our power. Yeah. Stand in your power. Showing that inner strength. What has been working for the collective energy when it comes to this healing process? Thank you. We have foundation and achievement. So it's the same thing as like the Four of Wands. You're setting a solid foundation for success. You're setting a solid foundation for your family. You know, if you have a family, like if you have children, you're setting like a healthy I heard healthy, a healthy and solid foundation. You're like the one who's going to be responsible for, I heard, setting it right. You're the one who's going to probably be responsible for closing out generational curses. I'm picking up on, especially when it comes to family dynamics and what a healthy foundation for a family looks like. You know, one thing I just heard, fatherlessness. Some people might not have had their father around. Poverty. Daddy issues. I'm hearing things. Abuse. For somebody might have been molested by a family member. Take that as it resonates. Yeah, so there's definitely like a whole bunch of different things, but I feel like some of you guys are, not some of you, but the ones, I feel like the ones who are drawn to this, they're going to be responsible for, and that's why Destiny is here. Wheel of Fortune. You're the one who's meant to put an end. You're going to be using your voice to put an end to these things. It's your destiny to do this. Wow. I saw the heart chakra on the bottom of the deck. I just heard, if you like 80s ballads and stuff, listen to your heart. When it's calling for you, listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. What's the rest of it? I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why. Listen to your heart before they tell you goodbye. I don't know where that came from. Some of you might like that song. I love 80s music, so maybe some of you guys like 80s ballads. Okay. So, what's some hidden truth here that the collective needs to know? Wow, that came out. They want you to know that this is a test of your resilience and strength. 9 of Wands. This is not easy, right? This is hard. It's not pleasant. It's not fun. It's not cute. It's messy, and but you're here. You're cleaning up the mess, and it's your purpose. It's what you're here to do. But there's gonna be, I feel like, there's something on the other side of all this that's gonna be worthwhile, because again, you're gonna be the one shaping and molding all of this. You have a lot more control over the situation than you might think, by the way. This is about being able to release the things that need to be released first, because those are the things that might drag you down, make you feel stuck. Yeah. Suffering in silence. 9 of Wands energy. Or sorry, 9 of Swords. You might have been seeing 999 lately. Yeah. Gotta choose. Choose the path, right? 7 of Cups energy. You have to, again, using your discernment, being able to, listen to yourself on the inside and say, okay, so what am I doing with this information, this wisdom that I have, and this information that I seek, right? You have all this inner knowledge, so what are you going to do with it? I think you're right. I think that's who it is. I love that song. Yeah, so middle of the deck we have disconnect and boredom in the reverse. So it's like 4 of Swords energy. It's like that kind of like in and out, being on the edge of the situation kind of thing. It's like contemplative. It's, well, what do I do? I'm sitting like this because that's literally like I'm envisioning, like, this is how the person a person might be feeling, like, so now what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I mean, it's like it's one of those things where it's like it gets very redundant, and it's just like, bruh, when is it going to change? When it's going to get better? But there is still some stuff that needs to be worked on, right? Middle of the deck we have same card. I was gonna see if there's another card that would pop up, but yeah, same card. Split the deck, same card. Yeah, so that's a very clear indicator. All right, so what's the likely outcome here? Firm foundation. So we got foundation here twice and force here. So you might have also been seeing 444 lately. Your spiritual team is letting you know, we see all this hard work. We see it. We see that you've been working on the releasing. We see that you've been working on, using your voice. We see that you've been setting this foundation by breaking these curses, and working on self. They're like, we see it. Okay? I don't know why I'm getting like martyr energy. It's like, you're tired, man. You're fucking tired. But you're here for this purpose. And it's like, as hard as this is not easy at all. you're gonna do it. You're gonna get through it. It's just a matter of staying focused, keeping your eye on the prize, understanding the things that still need work within yourself. As a matter of fact, let's clarify that. Clarify firm foundation, just so we could fully understand what Spirit wants you to know. Wow, that's very cool. Interestingly enough, I went to school for that. I went to school for behavioral and social science, and I also have a certificate in dual diagnosis, or comorbidity, whatever you want to call it. So my certificate would allow me to do exactly what you're working on. I've been working with people with mental health and addiction problems. But here I am reading tarot cards. But you see how, kindred spirits here, right? There's not too many people who come across here and say, oh yeah, that's what I do. And I'm like, wow, would you look at that? I also, like I said, I work with kids with autism and other developmental disabilities. So I'm living in my purpose in many different ways, as all of us are. So, it's nice to see purpose-driven people who are also, making a difference in lives. My girl, Castor River, oh my gosh, Lord knows she made a big difference in mine. I'm so blessed to have her. So clarifying that firm foundation card is victory and success. So the same thing as the Six of Wands. Look at that. That's dope-ass energy. You're going to be recognized for all, or not even that you're going to be, but you are being recognized for all of this hard work and dedication. Like, there might have been like this stuck energy for a little bit, or for a long bit for some. We have accelerated movement, which would be the same thing as the Eight of Wands. It was in the reverse, but underneath that is the Trapped in Fear card, which is the Eight of Swords. So it's like a lot of this, again, it's up here. As we learn how to, some of you might have been seeing 888, as we learn how to work on this, some of it is mommy issues, fertility. For some it's mommy issues, or just that sense of, again, nurturing that needs to take place within ourselves so we can move past it. Triumph, aka the Chariot, and so, triumphant truth, Ace of Swords. So yeah, a lot of it goes back to the childhood. A lot of it, yeah. But there is definitely going to be something worth celebrating with this rejoice in celebration, Three of Cups energy. Maybe coming into union with people who are, again, meant to be a part of your soul tribe. We saw the energy in the last reading. Or it could just be saying for you to celebrate your own successes and victories. See where you are. Take that moment to really reflect on your present, right? And be able to say, okay, well, shit. I've been through X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. I did all of this stuff. Sometimes we don't take a moment to just acknowledge how great we really are and say, damn, I did the damn thing. Celebrate yourself. Even the minor successes, because your spirit guides are doing it. They're recognizing it. So you got to recognize it in yourself too. And then in the middle of the deck, we have material harvest. So it's the same thing as the Nine of Pentacles. We're about to receive a sense of abundance, for all this hard work. I just heard, it's fleeing. Come on, come back to me, come back to me. I just heard abundant inheritance is what I heard. Abundant inheritance. That's like a tongue twister. It's not something I would normally say because I have a little bit of a speech impediment myself. And that was a little bit of struggle for me to say. So, all right, let me see. What are we looking like on time? We're about to be an hour in. Not too bad. I'm going to grab a deck that's about... like affirmations and stuff. Because as I heard, what was it? Abundant inheritance. This deck kind of tickled my fancy a little bit. I got drawn to it. So this is the Divine Abundance deck. I like this one because it's like just about, you know, manifestations and affirmations and things that we can say to really come into our power to receive what it is that we want at this time. So let's shuffle. Sorry, guys. We're almost done. Couple more shuffles. There's another deck I'm thinking about pulling from too. It's like got a halo around it. It's like, oh, pick me, pick me. So there might be a message in there to be received. If you guys are resonating with this, hit the like button, comments, some reactions would be cool. No problem, John. I'm happy that you're enjoying it. Now, ironically enough, as I stopped shuffling and then I just say, oh, I'm going to use the Divine Abundance card. When I stop shuffling, what's on the bottom of the deck? I kid you not. Can't make this shit up, I'm telling you. You were born to align with love's will, follow the Tao, and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So let's get maybe 3 or 4 cards from this deck, and then I'll pull some cards about things that we could release at this time to welcome what it is that, you know, we're trying to bring into our life. And then I think that would be the end of the reading. Freedom. I keep telling you guys, I always have these weird downloads. Somebody might be a George Michael fan. Remember that song? Freedom, I won't let you down. I will not give you up. He was like my first white boy crush. He was so fine. I love that video with all the beautiful top models at that time. But anyway, so we have, I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. So some of us are really releasing at this time this bond of resentment that might be one of the things that are still tying us down. I have not taken all these cards. How many cards are there? I'll take them. I'll take them. But these will be the last ones from this deck. Even though they all came out together, I feel like they were meant to come out. Right? We have change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to the sacred crossroads in your own evolution. I like that. Yeah, so this is a time to stop trying to, you know, control every little thing in our lives, right? We got freedom here, right? Being able to know when we should, you know, work on, you know, changing the narrative, and when we just let go and let God handle the rest. We have humility. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Be open to accepting divine help at this time. You know, and be humble enough to know when you need it. We cannot control everything. We just simply can't. Expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, listen to that word, rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. The ego is tired, okay, honey? The ego is tired, and the ego is like, please, please, leave me to rest. Okay? This is a time to really just let the universe handle the rest of what's happening here. It's like, we can only do so much. Eventually, we have to learn how to release and let go. Flow. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. So be in a more flow-like state. Some of you might like dolphins. I love dolphins. I think they're so cute. And they're so smart. But yes, there's a time to be more at peace with being in flow at this time, as opposed to trying to control the narrative so much. And we have detachment. Look at that. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. This is giving me that sense of are you serious? Clearly I'm getting tapped out. That's what it is. I'm getting tired now. I can't think of the word right now. Law of attraction. Wow. Sorry guys, I don't know why I couldn't say it. But yes, this is like law of attraction, right? Detachment, releasing, letting go, so that we just allow everything to just happen in its own divine timing. And we saw that energy in the last reading. So there you go. I think there's a piggyback off of that stuff. Why? Because a lot of the same people are watching again, so it makes sense. You know, this is just a continuation, basically. We have self-love on the top. Self-love on the top of the deck. But let me show you why I made that face. You'll see. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. Exactly. I long to take care of myself like never before. There we go. We said that, didn't we? That importance of that nurturance of the inner child. Remember I said some people have problems with a parent, whether it's the mom or the dad, doesn't really matter. The whole point is somebody has parent issues. And that's what this whole thing was about. Wow. So it's a time to take care of yourself, nurture yourself. You have karma on the bottom of the deck. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. So some of this might be passed down from a past life. Keep in mind that for a lot of people, our parents, even if they're like karmic pet parents, that's a thing. Some of them are passed down and they're our parents again, or they might have been in our life in a different capacity in a past life, and they're back again. And the reason why they keep coming back in every lifetime is because we have not learned to let go of the resentment. Until you learn how to let go of the resentment, they're going to keep following you around. And vice versa. You know, you could have been the parent in a past life for your current parent. You never know. You know, if you believe in past lives and all that. But either way, there's like this sense of resentment that needs to be released. Middle of the deck we have clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine, mine, mine to God's, God's, God's. Such freedom. Yeah. As we learn how to clear and let all that old shit go, we understand that at the end of the day, it's all God's plan. It ain't ours. You know, there's always a higher purpose for everything that happens. Always. Even if we don't like it, that's the truth. So I'm going to pull from 2 more decks and that's it. Because they were calling my name, and that means that I was meant to pull from them. Alright, so let's get 3. What does the collective need to release at this time? Before we close out this reading. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. There we go. Stop pushing so hard. Remember I said controlling the narrative a little too much? being very overzealous about trying to get it all the way you want it. It's not gonna work. Stop resisting. Stop pushing so hard. The heart of living means going with the flow. So we got flow here more than once, instead of trying to force the river. Get 2 more. Thank you. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Because again, we do have free will here, right? We can choose to keep on staying stuck in our old cycles and patterns, or we could be the one to be the change and enforce it and make better decisions and trust the process. Trust where we're being guided at this time. Let's get 1 more from this deck. And we'll pull from 1 more deck to close out. Got 2. Surrender fear. I saw this while I was shuffling. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. Remember I said something about celebrating even your smallest victories? That's confirmation, I feel. Surrender your... Oh, Spirit, you be calling me out sometimes, don't you? Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So sometimes we could become very combative, right? And sometimes it's a fear response. I just heard fear response, or a trauma response. Understand that we don't always have to be right about every little thing. Sometimes we are right. Sometimes we're not. Just let go of the need to always be right. You know, be adaptable. Bottom of the deck, surrender comparisons with others. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Sometimes you might, compare your journey to that of other people, which, it's okay to want to emulate somebody, or you're inspired by a person, but don't compare yourself, because everybody's path is different. There were times where I would look at people who I went to school with or something, and I'm like, I'll say some shit like this, I was smarter than them and blah 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 blah. How the hell do they have all that and I don't have anything? Duh, it's not your path. You have a different path. That's all it is. Did you apply yourself hard enough? And I have to talk to myself like that. I'm like, oh shit, oops. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sometimes just talent alone and smarts and stuff alone ain't gonna get you nowhere. You gotta have the willpower too, the drive to do it. So that's what I just kind of picked up from that. So just, be mindful about, maybe showing signs of envy or jealousy towards other people, because that's not necessarily a positive thing to do. We're only human, so we might all have our tendencies to do that sometimes, but just understand everybody's got a different path. And so paths are a little bit harder than others, but that's because God chose those paths for us. So we just have to go with it and, allow it to, take us where we're meant to be. Top of the deck, we have surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So have a good time. Go out. I need to do some going out. I didn't even do anything for my birthday. I was sick for my birthday, but that was a couple weeks ago. But the point I'm making here is yeah, this is a time to have fun. Be carefree, with the new year coming up, maybe go out for New Year's. Be safe, of course. Host up, if you don't like going out, maybe host something at your house or something like that. Or if a friend invites you to something, go out, have a good time. Don't just always be cooped up in the house. For those of you who like to just stay in the house all the time, go and have a good time. Celebrate a little bit. If you guys, I just heard something, if you guys have accomplished something recently that was a big thing to you, whether it's a new job or anything, whatever it is, take time to celebrate that. Celebrate yourself. Even if it's not with anybody, go take yourself out to dinner. Why not? I'm going to repurpose this dress very soon, and I'm going to go out and get really cute with some heels and everything. And I'm going to, go out by myself. Maybe I'll pick up a man. Who knows? Let me stop. All right. Middle of the deck, we have surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. Remember, I said it multiple times now, like, sometimes we just have to kind of release and let go of that sense of control that we feel like we need. We don't always have to control the narrative. God always has a bigger plan for all of us. It's just a matter of, understanding that concept, because sometimes we just want something so bad for ourselves and we don't realize, like, you might have wanted, a little Volkswagen Beetle car, and, like, it's a weird ass example because I like Beetle cars and I want one. But anyway, and I really want a Beetle car. You throw a tantrum and shit, but God's got a fucking Lamborghini waiting for you around the fucking corner. Let go and let God. Let them handle everything else. But show them that you deserve it and that you're worthy. You know you're worthy. Alright, so these are going to be our last messages to close out the reading. Thank you for chilling with me. For those who stuck around for all 3 readings I did tonight, because I don't usually do this. I only do this shit like once a week for maybe an hour. I did 3 back to back. I'm proud of myself, okay? Making little changes here and there. Thank you for sticking around. I'm very thankful for you guys. Anybody who hasn't stuck around the whole time, but you're just now showing up, welcome. Thank you for coming through. Get ready to close out, but you can always start this from the beginning later. And there's 2 other readings that just might tickle your fancy too. So let's see what we got. We have thriving on the bottom of the deck. Yes, we're thriving. We're growing and expanding. Let's get maybe 3 or 4 messages to close out. Like, share, and subscribe if this is resonating. Some little heart reactions would be cool. Comments in the comment section will be cool as well. All right, we have wisdom. So we have wisdom here like 3 times. One of the first cards to come out was wisdom, or a card about wisdom, I should say, or knowledge, right? These 2 cards in the beginning. So we're coming back full circle here. A seeker of knowledge, right? And wisdom. Let's get maybe 3 more. I can stop this because it's got to be done anyway. Going forward. Nice. Yep, I just heard upward and onward. Moving on up in this world. Moving on up in this part of the journey. Leaving all of that stuff behind us. Those broken pieces. Things that were weighing us down. Moving on. Relaxation. Take some time out to take care of yourself. For those of you who are into reading, maybe read a really cool book. So you might have a hammock or something in your backyard. If it's nice in the area that you live in, that might be a cool thing to do. Getting vacation for some people. Let's get maybe 2 more. Just take better care of yourself and relax. Wow. We have flow here again. Flow. Going with the flow. The flow and the ebb and flow of life. We're going with the ebb and flow of life. And healing that chaos. These came out together. You see that tornado there? Like someone's going through that or has gone through that, and they're healing and they're transforming. The butterflies represent transformation. So, there's all these, look at all the colors too. Some of you might be Jimi Hendrix fans. Excuse me. Some of you might be Jimi Hendrix fans. I am. I'm a huge Jimi Hendrix fan. I would suggest checking out his song if you don't know it already. Bold as Love. That song is about emotions in the form of colors. So every color is assigned a different emotion. And I just heard that song. So yeah. Definitely picking up on that. So go listen to my boy Hendrix. Let's get one more. Focus. We're really focusing right now, right? Our eyes on the prize. Focusing on, working on ourselves, getting better, getting out of the midst of the storm, right? If you look at the picture, like I feel like the storm is like tapering away. The snow is getting a little bit lighter. It's like the aftermath of all that chaos. Now you get to see what's in front of you. What are you going to do with it? Community came out with it. More butterflies. Maybe somebody in your soul tribe is going to help guide you throughout this healing process. Maybe you're meant to help people on their healing process. Take it as it resonates. Yes, we got butterflies here more than once. So it's like, on the other side of that storm, there's that rainbow, right? Bottom of the deck, we have Thriving Again, showed up twice. Top of the deck, we have Truth. Wisdom, right? That truth that came from that wisdom. Also, like getting Tree of Life here. Middle of the deck, Illuminate. I heard SpongeBob, imagination, but I said illumination. Yeah, we're seeing things for what it really is. No more, hiding behind, the veil or hiding behind the rose-colored lenses. We're seeing things for what it is and moving on with our lives in the process of it. So, with that said, that's the end of the reading. Thanks for you guys who've been here rocking with me. I really appreciate you guys. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Again, I greatly appreciate all of you for for being dedicated to sticking around that long. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to be more present online and put more videos out and stuff like that. If you're interested in catching more lives and stuff, I would say, hit that notification bell so that you'll get notified when I'm on. Yeah, so until next time, bye. Get some rest, so a lot of y'all have to go back to work now that Christmas is over. Good night, guys. Love y'all. 1, 2, 3 on the clock.